Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Uh, what I'm doing here is giving you an overview of the course that you are doing this semester. And so I would like to take this opportunity to give you a bit of introduction to the course. Okay, as you can see from the screen, uh, beautiful picture actually. And that is the capital of Nepal, Kathmandu. I went there um, November last year, and you can see the beautiful mountain. That's I think the Galan. I forgot the name. Anyway, this is the introduction to semiotics. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. Oh, where is that? Oh, so I have two aims here, and uh, so what I would like you to be able to do is to understand, to get to know rather the key elements of uh, semiotics. Remember, this is an introductory course, it's not an advanced or intermediate course like that. And to understand the requirements of the course, evaluation, and we can talk about our expectations, like what do you expect to learn, what you expect to learn, and what's the course expects you to be able to do and to know. So it's a big topic on expectations. So those are the two aims. Okay, hello, just a quick um, uh, add here. Okay, I have a YouTube channel. This is the Janpha channel. Can you see this? Okay, if you like, you can actually subscribe to my channel or go and have a look. Okay, now let's return. So I'm not going to give you an answer or my answer to the question of semiotics. So I will ask you to do your reading. You can actually Google, or you can wait until you come into the class. But because of technology, the advent of the internet, learning can take place anytime, anywhere. So you don't have to wait for me to tell you what semiotics is all about. So you can actually go about and do your own study. Let me give you some hints. It's about the language. It's about the use of symbols, the size and the codes, and the meaning in general. Ah, so what I want to talk about now is our philosophy in learning. The best thing to do, I mean, is to think about the learning philosophy. So in our course, what we are going to do is to pursue the learning paradigm or the learning philosophy called the CP model. CP is not it's not 7-Eleven or True or whatever. CP stands for Creative and Productive Learning, proposed by Paitun Silalat about 20 years ago, actually, still very relevant now. And in my course, I would like to propose that we follow this kind of paradigm because uh, what is needed is not knowing a lot of stuff, regurgitating facts and figures, or memorizing things, but to be able to uh, produce some learning evidence. By learning's evidence, I mean it can be objects, it can be something innovative, objects like a, you know, a report or a product or something. Of course, through the use of your creativity as well. So the CP model will help you to better learn anything, including semiotics. So what I'm trying to do is try to make semiotics as concrete as possible. It's not just something very abstract, but I want to lower the abstraction level, making it concrete and, you know, experiential. Now you can actually experience this. So I'll tell you more throughout the course what CP model of learning. CP model is not just a learning method, it's also a philosophy of living and, learning in the 21st century uh, under the coronavirus era. Anyway, so let's move on. Just a quick snap again. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Janpha channel. This is the QR code. Please access that. Um, so so we have two learning modes because of the pandemic. The two learning modes are the face-to-face learning, where you have to come and do your study in the classroom. Is traditional, you know, classroom activities or classroom learning. This is like three quarter of the time, or 66.33 or 33% of the time. You have to come to class on time and then actively engage in the learning activities. And one third, which is about 33.3%, will be a digital learning mode. This is where you would come and do your learn. No, you don't have to come. You stay home or stay anywhere, and then engage in the learning activities that we have created for you. So this is what we call blended learning. Blended learning, where we blend two learning modes together, face to face modality and online modality. We bring them together and provide uh, the learning environment for you to learn. So this is our learning mode. So just a quick snap on semiotics. Okay, I think you will understand. It's just reading and understanding these definitions. It's just the very beginning. You may not really understand it because there are more things beyond definitions. You need to explore deeper into its what we call extension or ramification or interpretations, and uh, your conceptualization of the concept, and your ability to apply and expand the concept and personalize or internalize those concepts so that you really understand what it's on about. So semiotics just is the study of sign and symbols, codes, like the language, and the use and the meaning that we can interpret from the signs. Actually, semiotics has a lot to do with our culture, which I will tell you later. For example, the language, which is actually a system of size or a symbolic system that we use to communicate our feeling, our impression, our knowledge to and between and within ourselves. So this is the general view of semiotics. It's a study of sign and meaning in general, I can put it that way for you. Why? I mean, that's a very, very important question uh, that we have to deal with. You may wonder, Achan, why do I have to study semiotics? What's the point of semiotics? Well, there are two actually benefits of learning about semiotics. First, it will help you to graduate. No, it's not that point. It's not about giving you grades and so that you can graduate and look for a job, which had very little to do with semiotics. Actually, semiotics would help you to better understand language because you are learning, if anything, the English language and the meaning making mechanisms, the meaning making mechanisms, the process of meaning making mechanism using size, so you will understand more about language, especially in the 21st century, in the what we call the uh, digital era where we have to deal with size and symbols, fake news, and the visual stimuli. I'm using the technical term here, which we have to actually being able to emancipate. Emancipate means to free ourselves from the online discourses and the use of size and other symbols visually. It can be a sound or a symbol or just a picture. So we need to be able to know to deconstruct that construction and be able to move ourselves above that meaning making mechanisms and stay distant ourselves from that phenomena to better enjoy the freedom of being ourselves. This is very philosophical, actually, which we don't want to get into a bit detail now. Anyway, let's move on with semiotics. These are the topics. This is just the scope of the course. And the first topic is the topic on the two models of the sign. We can look at two models, and the next is on the relations between the paradigmatic organization and syntagmatic organization, how meaning is created, the interpretation of the sign. Okay, and the third topic is on the codification and modality of the size, how the size uh, has been used to send codes, how the sign can become a code, and the modality of the sign and the symbol from the low and the high modalities. And the next topic is on the notion of text and textuality and the concept of intertextuality, because it's about the, the, the nature of the text. Okay, well, I'll tell you later more. And by the way, we have a course book. This one, Introduction to Semiotics. This is the course book. Can you see the cover? Well, I will send you, and then you don't have to photocopy this. I will ask the DPU Kun print, the publishing house, to do it for you. You just prepare something like 50 baht or something for one copy. The next topic is on figurative language and the use of imagery, metaphors, and so on and so forth. Because figurative language is the language that you need to figure it out. It's about the layers of interpretation. The first layer and the second layer and the third layer. The layers of interpretation would give rise to our use of figurative language. Anyway, and Next topic is on narrative, the narrative structure in the formation of the text. Okay. And lastly, I mean, this is the theological part. We will be looking at the myth. The myth. The myth is just an extension of semiotics. As I just mentioned earlier, that semiotics is a very useful science because it enables us to understand the construction of realities or a set of realities created by human beings using signs and symbols. Okay, so we need to be able to. I would like to use the term emancipate, the emancipation of ourselves from the ocean of stimuli, okay, or the size, as we can put it. So this is the myth. So so we are going to somehow demystify the concepts or the construction. Okay, it seems very interesting, isn't it? I hope you will enjoy it. I pretty much enjoy talking about myth. And that's just only the first half. We learn from the model of the side downward from narrative until the myth. That would take you about 8 weeks to complete. At the After the midterm, we will be we will be practicing applying the concept, the theories into practice. Remember, I just told you about the CP model. You still remember CP? CP is not เจริญโภคภัณฑ์ CP mean creative and productive learning. Now you have to apply the knowledge through your use of creativity and do something, make something happen. So you're gonna analyze the size, and so we're gonna do some semiotic analysis, and you got to do 2 assignments, by the way. Okay. For example, you can analyze TV commercials, online magazine ads, or social media discourses and signs, like the comments, the caption, the pictures, and the size and the symbols, something like that. Okay, and this is an example. Yeah, uh, you can do a semiotic analysis of the motorcycle ads targeting Thai teenagers, or you can analyze the mobile phone ads that analyze the what we call the delivery, the mailing delivery, and other things. There are many sites just everywhere. Now let's move on to the evaluation. You have midterm exam for 20%, final exam 30%, this is 50%. You have 2 assignments, 15% each, and you have 10% for the quizzes. We have 2 quizzes, and 5% for your active participation and homework. The rest of the work will be your homework. This is 5%. So very simple. The last question I would like you to think about is the benefits of the course. What do you expect to get from the course, to learn and to get from the course? Because uh, the course, I cannot guarantee you that you will understand everything, but at least the course would help you to understand the significance of science and language, and to understand that languages, a language actually is a symbolic system. limited by the parameters of a particular culture. You understand what I mean? Limited by the parameters of cultural variables, which we will explore further in details in the classroom. So anyway, visit my channel, Janpha channel. If you have time, subscribe to the channel, and you will have access to. I have over 600 video clips on various topics, including science and communications. So I hope to see you all in class very soon. This is just a preview of the course and the overview of the course. I hope you enjoy my show. By the way, my name is Janpha Thadphoothon. I'm your instructor. Uh, okay, right.